violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
We are following two major breaking stories right now. Two shootings in two different Cleveland neighborhoods. In one, a 12-year-old shot near a popular rec center. But we begin with the shooting in the Garden Valley neighborhood. 19 News has just confirmed that the grandson of Mayor Frank Jackson shot. Our Michelle Nix live tonight with the breaking details. She's been there all night. Michelle, what can you tell us right now?
Wow. So we have the grandson of Cleveland Mayor, former Cleveland Mayor now, Frank Jackson, shot and killed. This is an old story, guys. This is an old story, but it's relevant now because his great-great-grandson has now been arrested for murder. So I kind of want to give you a history on what's been happening in this family, because to the great-great-grandson, the grandson of Frank Jackson is his uncle. So it's a lot going on in this family.
Good evening, Jim. An extremely emotional night here in the Garden Valley neighborhood. As you can see, there is a large police presence. It's been that way since about 9:13. We have confirmed through a city official and also through an activist that the 24-year-old grandson, Frank Q. Jackson, of Mayor Frank Jackson, has died. Now, we've confirmed again that the grandson of the mayor has died. Frank Q. Jackson, 24 years old, shot to death here in the Garden Valley neighborhood on Sidaway and Anita Kennedy. Again, EMS called out about 9:13. The Cleveland police chief has been here all night. We saw several pastors go up. Blaine Griffin, a councilman, is up there as well. And Mayor Jackson has been pacing back and forth all night. And obviously very distressful for him.
So guys, as you can see, Cleveland is on fire, and I'm going to show you some more stories from Cleveland. And by the way, guys, make sure you go check out my backup channel where there is no commentary. It's just news clips, and it is at BGZM News 17. So go check that out, my new YouTube channel, which I will be making multiple daily uploads a day on that one as well. So make sure you guys check it out. But you know, Cleveland is on fire, and it's been on fire for a minute. But I think it's a sleeper because nobody really talks about it like that.
Just been emotionally draining to hear the number of people crying and upset out here tonight. But the investigation is ongoing. We are trying to find out more information. But again, the 24-year-old grandson of Mayor Frank Jackson, Frank Q. Jackson, fatally shot out here tonight in the Garden Valley neighborhood. Back to you, Jim, in the studio.
All right, Michelle, thank you. We, of course, are going to continue to stay on top of that overnight and into the morning, as well as this. Breaking here, a 12-year-old in critical condition after a shooting near the Lonnie Burton Rec Center at East 46th and Outhwaite.
So it looks like the rec centers are not working. They shooting up the rec centers. It's not a safe place, especially if it's like a government-funded rec center. They don't have no security. And they shooting hoops, fouling each other, beefing, all types of stuff, going live online on Instagram, showing the ops their location, and you know, they become targets, which makes whatever location that they're at a target, which just so happens to be the rec center after school.
In Cleveland's central neighborhood. The child was rushed to Metro Health Medical Center. 19 News crews there as police investigated that scene. We saw shell casing markers at the swing set on the rec center grounds. We, of course, are working to get more details on this shooting. As soon as we know more, we will keep you updated online and the 19 News app.
Out of the breaking news,
that we told you about is the mayor's grandson was shot and killed last night.
Yeah, it happened on the east side, and our crew spotted the mayor at the scene last night. Lindsay Buckingham is joining us live from City Hall this morning, where we're expecting a statement from the mayor at some point. But first, Lindsay, what can you tell us about Frank Q. Jackson's murder?
Good morning to you guys. Well, we learned about the shooting late last night, with police confirming just a short time later that Frank Q. Jackson was shot and killed. Now, since this is an ongoing investigation, we don't know much about what happened, but here's what we know so far.
A steady stream of police officers, ATF agents, and witnesses. This was the scene near the Garden Valley Estates public housing complex at East 70th and Sidaway. It's where police say 24-year-old Frank Q. Jackson was shot and killed just after 9 p.m. last night. The mayor's grandson had been in and out of trouble with the law in recent years. In 2019, pleading guilty to misdemeanor assault after a fight with a girlfriend.
So, man, it looks like he was involved in some things. All right. But that doesn't mean that he deserved to get killed unless he did something crazy, which, you know, a lot of that is going to be corrected by individuals who seek vengeance. But that's neither here nor there.
He received 18 months probation and most recently facing charges of felonious assault after allegedly dragging an officer as he tried to flee in his car. He was released from jail after posting bond in July and due in court in November.
Dang. So it looks like bro was just on a spiraling trajectory because he was getting in a lot of trouble, running from the police. I think they said he might have shot at the police, and, you know, it led him down a dangerous road.
Police not releasing many details about his death, but 3 news cameras captured Cleveland Police Chief Calvin Williams and Mayor Frank Jackson at the scene last night. We know Jackson as our city's longtime mayor, but last night, a grieving grandfather trying to learn what happened to his loved one.
And so far, no suspect information has been released. Police say that anyone with details should call investigators right away, or you can leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers. A cash reward of up to $5,000 may be available. And Maureen, outside of City Hall, no word yet from Frank Jackson, but a couple people have passed by and just acknowledged their condolences to him. He is our mayor, but also today, he is a grieving grandfather.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll be following details as they become available throughout the day. Lindsay, thank you so much for the update.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo!
Whoa.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
that
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit on. That's that nigga.
That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
All right, now pushing for records this afternoon related to a high-profile murder case. Records that remain unreleased. The victim, former Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson's grandson. His killing still such a mystery. Hannah Catlett features his case in our latest episode of our podcast, Dark Side of the Land, and joins us now more to talk about this situation. Hannah.
Yeah, Catherine, you can find
Dark Side of the Land. I'm surprised they didn't get more pushback for the name of this segment. But hey, it kind of speaks for itself, man. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Find the first of 3 episodes about the mayor's grandson online now. This is security footage we're going to show you. We obtained it last fall, and as far as we know, police still haven't identified the suspect that you see here. You can see him with the hood over his head as he walks up and just shoots Frank Q.
That is just something, it's chilling, absolutely, for sure. And Hannah, of course, there was a lot that led up to Frank Q's killing, so that's why this podcast is broken into 3 episodes. So when will the next ones be available?
Yeah, so, I mean, there was a lot that led up to his killing. As you could see, he was active in these streets, and he probably was doing some things that, you know, he wasn't necessarily supposed to be doing. And they set him up. Set him clean up.
Yeah, and we cover a lot of Frank Q's background in this first episode that's now out. The new episode will drop each Wednesday, as we've done with all of the podcast episodes. But as you said, it will be 3 episodes about Frank Q.
Okay, very interesting information. Of course, before you go, tell us more about your story for tonight's 6 o'clock news.
Yeah, as I put together the podcast episode on the high-profile murder mystery, I realized we still haven't seen any body camera footage from the officers at the scene last September. It turns out even under a new administration, Mayor Justin Bibb, it's still difficult to get records that have to do with the previous mayor and his family. We'll tell you what we uncovered tonight at 6.
All right, look forward to that. Thank you so much, Hannah. And again, of course, you can find the podcast Dark Side of the Land wherever you get your podcasts.
Today, a Cuyahoga County grand jury indicted the man accused of luring the grandson of Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson to the place where he was shot and killed. 29-year-old Robert Shepard is facing...
Robert Shepard. I definitely am curious to know why he did what he did. He may or may not say in testimony, okay? I have no clue, but the back and forth beefs it's never worth it, man. It's never worth it. It's like this happens so often that you kind of just lose words for it. It's obviously inexplicable when it comes to the rationale to where you're going to take somebody's life and then ruin your own life over something that probably could have been replaced.
Charges of aggravated murder and felony assault in the death of Frank Q. Jackson in September. The identity of the shooter who killed Jackson has not been released.
All right, guys. So I did want to cover this story because we have the great-grandson of former Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson arrested on murder warrant. Man, it looks like Frank Jackson's descendants are not doing well, okay? Many of them did not follow in his footsteps to pursue a career in politics or any type of clerical work for that matter. I mean, these dudes is picking up sticks and airing it out, okay? So let's get into it. Sources confirm that Donald Jackson Gates, the great-grandson of former Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson, was arrested on Tuesday. Authorities were searching for the 19-year-old in connection to a murder warrant that was issued on the same day by the Cleveland Municipal Court. Investigators alleged that Jackson fatally shot Krishan Jaquez Coleman in a neighborhood in Cleveland's east side on May 14th. Police said officers were initially dispatched to Quincy Avenue for reports of shots fired in the area. Investigators first found a large crowd of people at the scene. Coleman was later discovered with GSWs on the front step of a complex nearby.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, in school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
so it is what it is.